Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, everyone. What a beautiful evening it is tonight in so many ways. My name is Mike Manitos, and I am the Executive Director of the Hellenic Initiative. Mr. Prime Minister, thank you. It's my family back there. Mr. Prime Minister, thank you. We're honored to have you with us tonight, and we are looking forward to your keynote remarks. Madam Ministers, I love the sound of that, ambassadors, THI board members and THI members from across the United States and around the world, dear friends, welcome. I have to tell you, it's a little strange being up here because I'm looking at the faces of literally hundreds of friends throughout my 30-plus year career. I feel like I'm giving a toast at my wedding, although my wife's not here, so maybe not. Thank you all for being here tonight to support the important and impactful work of THI for the people of Greece, and to honor the legacy of the American College of Greece. THI's mission is simple. We unite Hellenes and Philhellenes from around the world into a collective force of champions for Greece, its people, its principles, and its promise. In our first 14 years, we've raised $44 million for the people of Greece with an estimated impact on the GDP of over $500 million. Thank you. And thank you all for being a part of that. In the next 20 years, we will be doubling down on the fact that we're the only organization in the world that provides three things for Greece. We send help, we provide a bridge, and we light the future. Sending help. We provide economic and community support to the people of Greece from the global diaspora in the tens of millions. The bridge. We provide a bridge home for the global diaspora. We provide Greeks around the globe a way to give back to Greece in a trusted and transparent way. Each of you have at your seat a very short brochure that shows you exactly where our funding goes and how it makes a real difference in the lives of the people of Greece. And third, lighting the future. We provide the next generation of Hellenes, many of whom are off the radar of traditional organizations, a way to connect with other young Greeks around the world and receive valuable mentorship from some of the world's greatest Hellenic minds who are involved with THI. The next generation, whether they're second, third, fourth generation, 100% Greek, half, one-fourth, all of them are blessed to be born with a pilot light of Hellenism within them. And THI is uniquely igniting that pilot light into a passionate flame for Hellenism that everyone in this room burns bright within them. Our forefathers left the villages of Greece for new lands of opportunity and success. Now THI is building a global village of Hellenes in support of Greece and its diaspora. Thank you to our sponsors who made tonight's gathering possible, whose names are listed in the program. And thank you for all of you here tonight for your generous support and vision. Now to introduce the Prime Minister, let me call up the man who started it all, the co-founder and board president of THI, George Stamos.
Thank you, everyone. I'm not sure what the right phrase for "it takes a village" is, but in fact, this took a village. And wow, what a setting. Not just all of you and your gaze and your eyes looking past me at the shadow of the Acropolis. An Acropolis that has meant everything to millennia since time began. Extraordinary. The leadership of this gentleman I'm about to introduce has helped shape that millennia into the future. Under his leadership, Greece has regained investment grade status. He's restored international confidence. He has strengthened the voice of Greece in Europe and beyond. For the diaspora in this room, that leadership means something even more personal. A Greece we can invest in with pride and call home wherever we live. That connection between Greece and its global diaspora is why the Hellenic Initiative exists. And there's no greater affirmation of that mission than welcoming Greece's own Prime Minister to join us tonight. Mr. Prime Minister, on behalf of our board, me personally, all of our members, and everyone here tonight, thank you for being with us. Thank you for your steadfast leadership and service to our homeland. You inspire us. You gave us and give us so much pride. Thank you. Thank you, and everyone, please join me in welcoming the Prime Minister of Greece, Kyriakos Mitsotakis.
Dear George, dear Mike, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished members of the Hellenic Initiative, dear friends, it is indeed a great pleasure to welcome you to Athens and to this remarkable setting, right beneath the enduring gaze of the Acropolis, a monument not only to the genius of ancient Greece, but also to the continuity of Hellenism itself. And I'm fully aware of the fact that it is very difficult to compete with this outstanding, this totally unique view. So I will try to keep my remarks relatively brief. But indeed, there could be no more fitting place to welcome all of those from all over the globe who have kept Greece close to their hearts wherever your life has taken you. And allow me, on behalf not just of the Greek government, but also on behalf of the Greek people, dear George, ladies and gentlemen, to begin by expressing my deepest gratitude to the Hellenic Initiative. You do deserve a round of applause for everything you've done for the country. Since its inception, your organization has truly demonstrated the strength of the Greek diaspora, channeling your generosity into meaningful action and reinforcing the enduring bonds between the motherland and Greeks across the globe. And the Hellenic Initiative is indeed part of something much, much larger. It is part of the extraordinary Greek diaspora. And wherever Greeks have settled, in North America, in Europe, in Australia, Africa, beyond, you know, we can find Greeks anywhere in the world. I think they have always carried this deep and abiding love for their homeland. And they have enriched the societies they joined while remaining deeply connected to the country and heritage that shaped them. And Greece treasures this connection and draws strength from it. And my government, our government, has made enhancing our relationship with Greeks abroad a national priority, because we truly recognize that the future of Hellenism depends on these vibrant ties that span continents and generations. I know many previous governments had expressed a similar intention, but I do believe that under our government we have made meaningful progress in restoring the bonds between the diaspora and the motherland. And your achievements are indeed a source of pride for all of us. Your perspectives enrich our national conversation, and your continued engagement amplifies Greece's voice in the world. But engagement must also mean participation. And it is our government, and I am particularly proud of that first enabled the Greeks abroad to vote in their place of residence, and then have abolished all the remaining restrictions, ensuring that every Greek living abroad can exercise this fundamental democratic right. We also introduced postal voting, making participation easier than before. And I can tell you, it was not an easy reform. It required a very difficult, a very complicated parliamentary battle and considerable effort to secure the necessary majority. It was actually, as my fellow ministers know, it was actually a very, very close vote. But we indeed persevered because we believed that no Greek should be denied a voice in our democracy simply because they happen to live abroad. So, dear George, dear Mike, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who do live abroad, I do urge you to exercise this right in the upcoming elections, which will take place in the spring of 2027. It sounds very repetitive, but I always get asked when the elections will take place. I answer, obviously, the elections will take place at the end of our term. So make your voice heard, and when the time comes to cast your ballot, remember, please remember, who fought to remove every barrier to your participation. And I do remember when I first met George and when the Hellenic initiative was actually born. It was born during a very, very difficult period, not just for Greece, but also for Greeks. At a time, our country was facing a profound, not just economic crisis, but a deep social crisis. And at a time when your assistance was required, you actually responded with your solidarity. And you've demonstrated that the Greek diaspora stands with Greece, not only in moments of celebration, but also in moments of adversity. And your confidence in our country never wavered. And for that, we remain deeply, deeply grateful. And I think it is actually worth reflecting how far Greece has come since then, since you first made your first donations, your first contributions to the country. When the Hellenic initiative was first launched, we were still fighting to ensure our recovery, our stability, and restoring our confidence. Today, I think we can say with justified pride that Greece stands at a very, very different place. It has become, as you pointed out, a pillar of stability, a pillar of resilience, renewal, and cooperation in a very, very complicated region, a region that continues to face significant challenges. Our economy is growing. It is growing at a much faster pace than the Eurozone average. Unemployment has declined. When we first came into power, unemployment was at 18%, and youth unemployment was close to 40%. It's 4-0. Today, unemployment is at 8%. And for the first time, and this is a great source of pride for me, we have been able to reverse the catastrophic brain drain which occurred during the times of the crisis. Greeks are returning to Greece in large numbers. And the reasons why they do that is because they find opportunities for employment. They find good jobs. And they also have a confidence in the long-term trajectory of the country. Because, you know, it's not an easy decision to actually take your family and move to a different country. I remember very well when I took this decision back in 1997. Our first daughter was just born, and I decided to move from London to Greece at the time, because I did believe at the time that Greece had a good, a promising future. And that is the main reason why young Greeks are again returning to Greece. Our public finances have been restored. If you look at the reduction of our debt as a percentage of GDP, it has been truly impressive. This is the fastest reduction of debt to GDP of any country in the history of the OECD. We have truly restored macroeconomic stability, and this is so important for a country which for many, many decades has been struggling with the burden of a heavy debt. So for the first time, I can say with confidence that macroeconomic stability is no longer an issue in Greece, and we have been rewarded by the markets. I just ask you to make a comparison between Greece and the United Kingdom. I am saying this because the United Kingdom just had its 7th Prime Minister in a decade. And this is a G7 country, but it is also under pressure from the markets because the markets are ruthless when it comes to issues of fiscal sustainability. We have restored the trust of the markets in our economy. We are producing healthy primary surpluses, we're reducing our debt, and we're channeling these funds to assist society, especially those who are in greater need. If you look at foreign investment, it goes from record to record. The reason why this is happening is because foreign investors find a country that has significant growth potential in numerous sectors. If you look at our digital transformation, it has truly reshaped the relationship between citizens, businesses, and the state, making government more efficient, more transparent, and more responsive. I remember during the very difficult COVID years comparing notes with my American friends, and I remember they got these little cards, vaccination cards, and in our case everything was digital, and everyone was very surprised. How did actually Greece do this? How did we actually leapfrog, other countries in terms of our digital transformation? But it has actually happened. So Greece is flourishing again. I'm not saying there are not difficulties. There are many difficulties ahead of us, but there's no doubt that the country is doing so much better than it did some years ago. And the most important thing, I believe, is that we have learned the lessons of the past. And because Greece has changed, I think new horizons for partnership have emerged. And as we move forward, as we look into the future, I would encourage the Hellenic initiative to continue to build upon its legacy by exploring new avenues of cooperation with Greece. And together, I believe that we can invest in the greatest asset that this country has, and I'm referring to the Greek people. I had a chance to look through this brochure, and it is indeed remarkable that you have championed causes which are not necessarily very well known. Grassroots organizations that actually do try to make a difference in everyday Greek lives. And there are still, in spite of the progress that we have made, significant needs in our country. And I have always been a champion, dear George, of public-private partnerships. And I do believe that it is the duty, not just of the Greek diaspora, but also of wealthy Greeks to contribute back to their country. If you just look around us, look around Athens, there are so many buildings that remind us of the heritage of the Greek Evergetes, the great philanthropists who gave a significant amount of their fortune to support the country. And I do believe that when this partnership is properly structured, we all benefit. And again, we are at a time of immense change. So we can expand pathways for employment, foster entrepreneurship, continue to connect talented young people with career opportunities that will inspire them to build a future in Greece. And at a time of profound, colossal, unprecedented transformation, at a time when we have to grapple with climate change. Today is a pretty warm day. This is the first actually very warm day of the summer. We're happy that we didn't have any significant wildfires today, but I can tell you, for a Prime Minister, the struggle to deal with wildfires during the summer is a constant stress. So we have to deal with climate change and climate adaptation, with water management. We have to deal with profound geopolitical realignment that is taking place in our broader region, with wars that we could not predict even 6 months ago. But most importantly, we have to deal with AI, which is a transformative technology whose power can be harnessed to offer better public services, and we're actually doing that as a government in a very systematic manner. But at the same time, the challenges of AI when it comes to the labor market, when it comes to job displacement, are simply too big to ignore. And for us, this is not just a national agenda. This is a European agenda. And I'm happy that the fact that Greece's credibility has been restored in Europe allows us to play a much more active role in shaping not just Greek policy, but also European policy. So as we look into the future, and as we've left behind us the very, very difficult years of the crisis, let's focus first of all on supporting those Greeks who really try to make a difference in the lives of other Greeks. And everywhere I go across the country, and I do travel a lot, tomorrow I will fly to Kalabaka, to Meteora, and I will have the privilege to be the first to drive on the last remaining highway in continental Greece that connects Thessaly with Western Macedonia. This is the last big infrastructure highway project that we need to complete in the mainland. But everywhere I go, I find extraordinary, talented Greeks that do try to make a difference in the lives of other Greeks. And I would encourage you to continue to dig deep and find these people and support them. There are still many unmet needs in Greece, and your contribution can actually make a real difference. It's not just, as I was reading through this list, it's not just about the money. It's about the recognition. It's about the dignity that we assign to people who actually try to make a difference. This is not something we can do by ourselves, simply as a government. Societies have changed. Unless we mobilize the whole society and we have them on board in terms of the big changes we make, we will not succeed. So look at the grassroots organizations in Greece, but also let's focus on the future, on connecting the amazing diaspora with Greece when it comes to talent, when it comes to bringing people back to Greece, when it comes to explaining even to foreign investors that this is a great place to invest, not only because it has natural comparative advantages. Of course, you want to invest in Greek tourism when you have this natural beauty, but because our people are so well trained and so well educated that they constitute, at the end of the day, the biggest asset of the country. And let's build those bridges, especially between the diaspora and the country, because we need your assistance. A couple of weeks ago, I visited our Naval Academy, and I had an opportunity to interact with a very prominent professor from MIT who actually came back and devoted his time to train our naval officers in very advanced swarm technology when it comes to unmanned sea vehicles. This is a sort of technological know-how that we need. It's not just about the money. It's not about the capital. It's about the knowledge and the experience that you bring. And my final point, I think, is the following. Politics everywhere has become incredibly polarized. I think you see it, I mean, in the US, in Europe, maybe in Australia, things are slightly better. And sometimes, I think, even as Greeks, we lose sense. I mean, we lose a perspective. We don't see the bigger picture. We just dig deep in our sort of party trenches and are only concerned about, attacking our opponents. And I do understand that, politics is a tough game, and I accept that. But at some point, we need to really understand what's good for the country. The fact that the country today has the best armed forces it ever had, and I can actually vouch for that, and I can actually say that with great confidence, is something all Greeks should be proud. The fact that Greece has been able to deal with the problem of migration in an effective but also humane manner is something that eventually is good for Greeks and Greece regardless of the party they vote for. So I do believe that the Greek diaspora has an opportunity to look at the big picture, to sort of stay above, the petty party politics and contribute to what is best for the country. Governments come and go. It's the nature of democracies. But whether Greece will continue to stay on a growth path, whether it will be on the side of the winners when it comes to AI, because there will be winners and losers, have no doubt about that, whether we will continue to remain a pillar of geopolitical stability in a turbulent world, this is something that will inevitably affect all of us. So I would I will encourage you to continue to contribute to the country. And let me just again use this opportunity to thank you. Thank you for your friendship. Σας ευχαριστώ πολύ. Σας ευχαριστώ για την φιλία σας. Σας ευχαριστώ κυρίως για τη γενεοδωρία σας. Και πάνω απ' όλα, σας ευχαριστώ που συνεχίζετε να κρατάτε την Ελλάδα όχι μόνο στις αναμνήσεις σας, αλλά στις καρδιές σας. I wish you a beautiful evening. Thank you so much.
Well, I took Mr. Prime Minister, first of all, those comments were frankly overwhelming. But we did notice, Mike and I, that we took our jackets off. You took your jacket off, and your sleeves were rolled up. So we figured maybe you forgot something. These cufflinks are, in fact, the symbol of the Hellenic Initiative.
Oh, that's so generous.
You may need these going forward.
Well, thank you so much. I always, wear my little Greek flag whenever I travel abroad. And it's a great sense of pride, so now I will also wear beautiful cufflinks with the Greek flag. So thank you.
Remember us, we'll remember
Thank you.
you.
Thank you so much.
all.
Thank you all again for being here tonight. I'm sorry to interrupt. We're going to quietly serve dessert while we continue the program. But truly, I know it was really a blessing having the Prime Minister here. His words, his presence speaks volumes about all that you all do here through THI. And I really encourage you, as the Prime Minister did, take that brochure that's in front of you, read it. It really shows you the magic on the ground that happens because of THI. Thank you again for this lovely evening. We're going to go into our awards program, and to do that, let me call back up our board president, George Stamos. George?
I promise you all to observe my heritage. I will be very laconic. But there's something special and a very special person here we want to honor with our first Lifetime Achievement Award given in the shadow of the Acropolis. So first, let me invite up our other board members, George Koumettis, Nikos, Nick Alexis, will you please come up? Fellow founding directors of THI. Okay, so this special person is also a founding director of the Hellenic Initiative, and he's no secret to anyone in this room. In 2015, as we've heard tonight many times, it's a memory, perhaps a distant one, but it's there for all of us, when Greece was really having such difficulty. This is a gentleman based in Greece who stepped it up really big. He's kept up his philotimo, his philanthropia. He's been an inspiration for us and our board. And so I want to welcome to the stage Nikos Koumettis. Nikomu, the podium is yours. I'm out of cufflinks, but I know you already have a pair. Come here, my friend. Oh, this, yes. So, this is a small token of the appreciation that the Hellenic Initiative, founded 15 years ago, means to us and all of us. It's a small token, but it's deeply from the heart to Nikos Koumettis for a distinguished career, for his philanthropic leadership and transformational impact on Greece itself. Thank you, Nikomo.
Thank you. Please,
Everybody in.
all together. So, thank you, everyone. First of all, I did not see this coming. I was informed 1 hour ago on this award, and I should have known, as I'm part of the executive committee of THI, so you kept it really a secret so far. I'm really very honored and humbled, and really don't know why I deserve it, as I am really doing something that fills my heart and my soul, as most of you in this beautiful terrace, and something in my view that a lot of people should do if they can afford. So George and Mike, really a big thank you. I appreciate this award more than you can really think and imagine, because it really, as I said, fills my soul. And especially as we are here today with my favorite, I guess all of us favorite view of Athens. And I was really lucky to have lived in North America for a while, where I realized the beauty of meaningful philanthropy. And I now serve and make a difference in 3 NGOs, the Hellenic Initiative, I'm a very proud member, the American College of Greece, and Regeneration. All 3 of them fill my heart and my soul. My only wish is that Greeks who can afford to give more and do more meaningful philanthropy. And as we all know from THI, this really goes a long way. So big, big thank you again. And with that, as I mentioned, the American College of Greece, I really owe my good career and my maturity to the American College of Greece. It was founded 151 years ago in Smyrna, and I believe it's in a class of its own for Greek standards. I was there a student, an occasional DJ, really, a professor, and last 15 years vice chair of the Board of Trustees. And under this capacity, the board had the honor to agree with Dr. Wingebach to become the 8th president of the college. He started 1 year ago, and under his leadership, we have seen meaningful improvements in strategy, management, faculty, and new programs. Before ACG, he was the president of Hampshire College and president of Ripon College, and has earned his PhD from Notre Dame University. So it is with really great honor to award President Wingebach today with the THI's award.
Thank you so much, Nikos. Mike, Michael, George, all the other people here tonight. It's really lovely to be here. I had a full set of prepared remarks, but it's a little dark up here, so I'll riff a little bit. I do want to say that this is an award that is 151 years in the making. Our college has existed for over 150 years, and an award like this you accept on behalf of the staff and the faculty and the students and the trustees over that long history who have made it possible for us to contribute significantly to Greece and to the lives of many, many students. So the Hellenic Initiative is founded on the principle that Greece's recovery requires a commitment to developing potential, to fostering innovation, to ensuring that talent, wherever it is, can be fully realized and hopefully retained here. And that commitment is very similar to what we have as our mission at the American College of Greece. Our motto is not to be served, but to serve. And that expresses very much the same idea that the Hellenic Initiative has pursued. We are, for those of you who don't know a lot about the American College of Greece, the oldest and largest American accredited university in Europe. This year we served over 9,000 students from pre-K to executive MBA and everything in between. We have students at Pierce, at DeRee, and at Alba, and they are all extraordinary. We have students representing each of those parts of our institution sitting over here. You should introduce yourselves to them at some point. Our Pierce students consistently score the highest in the country on our national exams, and our IB students are some of the best, not just in Greece, but in Europe. And they attend the best colleges and universities around the world. THI graduates similarly continue their education at a list of colleges and universities that include pretty much every elite university in the United States or Europe. And our undergraduates who stay here are in high demand for employment. Just as an example, our career fair for our THI graduates this spring took 4 full days to conduct because we had 150 companies, many of them represented here, on our campus interviewing over 1,000 students to get a first crack at the THI students. Right? ALBA, our graduate business school, is committed to developing executive skill and talent throughout the Greek economy, particularly some of our programs that were started in partnership with THI. We have several programs that are primarily about providing assistance and support to small and medium family businesses, which are the backbone of the Greek economy. Again, I don't need to tell you this, but 90+% of the Greek economy is small and medium-sized family businesses. Encouraging entrepreneurship among that sector and ensuring that small family businesses in particular have the resources to deal with the challenges of financial reporting, of project management and planning, of succession is incredibly important to the development of Greece. And ALBA, in part because of the support and partnership with THI, works with those family businesses. We are also leading the transformation of Greece as an international educational hub. This year, we had over 2,300 international students from 95 countries, most of them full-time, attending the American College of Greece. Those students are eager to bring their talent here and contribute. Most of those students want to pursue an American accredited education in English, and they're incredibly excited to do it in one of the world's great cities, which, you know, I don't have to, it's right there, right? And many of those students will stay in Greece for a period of time and help our economy grow before they go back to their own countries. And while they're here, they develop a love for this country, for this culture, and for everything that it means to be Hellenic. And I often, when I think about what we do at the American College of Greece, particularly our international students, one of our most important products is that we produce Philhellenes, and we send them out across the world. So the last thing I'll say tonight is that the new framework for recognizing private universities as on equal footing with the public sector is an incredibly important moment for Greece. We all know that the best way to improve a business or to improve a community is through rigorous competition. We and others bring that rigorous competition, a commitment to innovation, to flexibility, to helping students, whether they're 4 years old or 64 years old, develop a comfort with the ambiguities of a world and a complexity that can't be anticipated, and that helps them to develop the discipline and curiosity to work through difficult questions and solve difficult problems. That's what Greece needs, that's what the world needs, that's what we are committed to producing. So I want to thank the Hellenic Initiative for giving us the opportunity to reflect with you on what we do, and more importantly, for their support of both business development, philanthropy, and most importantly, from my perspective, education here in Greece as we face our wonderfully bright future. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Ed. And to close the evening, I'd like to bring to the podium another co-founder, board member of the Hellenic Initiative, Nikos, who's going to introduce a special guest for one last fling. Nico?
I'm not in the program.
Eladore.
I'm not in the program. I'm not in the program. Okay, I'm not in the program, as you can tell. So I've been summoned to make an introduction of a very good friend of THI, because as you have seen today, THI is a family. We all started it 15 years ago with the love of Greece. We brought in more and more people to support Την Ελλάδα. But you know, it was not just done with business people or politicians or lawyers or that. It was also increasingly that community kept growing, growing, and growing. And part of that community are also very successful and very beloved artists.